Mike Angelino Sports. All right, man. Let's talk about the Crawford versus Porter fight. All right, since jump, man, the press conference was boring, man. I slept through it, man. I recorded it. You know, I didn't record it. It's on YouTube, and guess what? I'm not sleeping today, but I'm gonna play the press conference, and I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight because it was whack, man. Come on, man. That's not how you sell pay-per-view. Canelo's how you sell pay-per-view, man. Crawford would have got up and slapped Porter. That would have been better, man. But we'll see. I hope the fight is better. But man, this is a good fight. This is a good fight, and I got my boy Crawford, man. I know I'm gonna get criticized, but Mike, he hasn't fought nobody. Who has he fought? I like, yeah. You're right, man. Is his fault, or is it because he's promotion, because he's with Top Rank, and then the PBCs are with the PBCs, and they fight their own? Yeah, he hasn't really fought a top welterweight, because all the welterweights are with PBC. But now the welterweights are declining. The Danny Garcias, they're already, you know what I mean? The Keith Thurman's on the way, on his way out, like his hairline. How about that? Yeah, he's been injured, and yeah, and the last time I saw him was with Josecito, and yeah, he didn't look. It's not the Keith Thurman that we've seen, and then with Pacquiao and all that. So he's on the decline. So yeah, man. So the fight, Porter can box, Porter can bang, Porter has an IQ, but Crawford, he can do everything better, man. Crawford can bang. Man, he hunts you down, man. He goes to the body. He could work in the inside, and I think sometimes he tries to bang too much, and because he's going to war, he does get hit. So you've seen him face adversity. He got rocked versus the Mean Machine, right? And that was good, man. He faced adversity, and either he got dropped or he got wobbled, whatever you want to call it. You don't want to call it a knockdown. Some people say that he did knock him down. He got back up, and then he started chopping down the Mean Machine, and he stopped him, man. He chopped him down, dropped him, chopped him down, and he finished him. So, yeah, man, Crawford can bang, box. All right, so in Crawford, when he was lighter, he was kind of boring. I don't know if you guys remember when Crawford was coming up. He was kind of boring, man, because he didn't give you he didn't give you a war. He didn't really exchange. He took his time, and he was boxing, and he didn't give you a lot. He didn't give you a lot, and so they were calling him boring when he was young. And yeah, so he can box. He has a good amateur background. He beat Mikey Garcia twice, and Mikey Garcia told Bob Arum and Top Rank, "Hey man, keep your eye on this guy. He's good, and he's one of the reasons, not the reason, one of the reasons Crawford got signed to Top Rank." So yeah, Crawford can box. He can slow it down and turn everything slow. So can Sean Porter keep his composure? Can he play chess? He has a good IQ, and then he's got a little older and he's got smarter. So yeah, he could, but I see Crawford. He has a better IQ. Power. Crawford has better power. His last 5 welterweight fights, I think all of his welterweight fights, the last 5, all of them has been knockdowns. But Mike, with who? All right, with who? He dropped Mean Machine. He finished Mean Machine. That was a guy in that was in his prime. He was solid. He was an elite. So yeah, but whoever they put in front of him, he knocks him out. So yeah, and in Porter, he has power. Wait a minute, he hasn't knocked no one out since 2015. He hasn't knocked no one out. The last person he knocked out was old Berto. Berto doesn't have a chin. He finished Berto. He finished Paulie Malignaggi, and he finished another guy. I forgot his name. I don't even know his name. Eric Bowen in 2015. So yeah, he finished Berto in 2017. So he doesn't have power, man. He has a 17 knockouts. So yeah, he doesn't have power. So is he gonna knock out Crawford? I don't think so, man. If I have to bet, I don't think so. But hey, you never know, man, because he hasn't fought an elite welterweight. And we're gonna see, man, if Porter is an elite welterweight is he a elite gatekeeper, or he belongs in the top? He fought Danny Garcia. He beat him. But it wasn't like like he swept him. It's not like he destroyed Danny Garcia. He fought I don't know what weight class that he fought. Adrian Bronner. I think they fought at 47. He got dropped by Adrian Bronner, and then he got the decision. So he didn't finish Adrian Bronner because no one finishes Adrian. Not even Maidana finished Adrian Bronner. So, but you see, those are the statements that you can make. Did he finish Danny Garcia? No one has ever finished Danny Garcia, but Porter didn't finish him. He fought Ugas. Man, I've been watching the fight. I watched it again. And I still think Ugas won, man. And talking about Ugas is kind of similar to Crawford, man. He's a big welterweight. Ugas, he has the Cuban IQ, man. Ugas he's not the typical Cuban, man, that just boxes. Ugas can bang and Ugas can box. And he did a little mixture of both. And if you look at the fight, man, I don't know what rounds, like in the 8th, something, Ugas hit Porter with a body shot, and he hurt Porter. So... And you know Crawford likes to go to the body, and Crawford is a finisher. If he hurts you, he's gonna finish you. If he smells blood, he's gonna finish you. So, man, Porter has gotten caught jumping in. He's gonna jump in. He's a smaller fighter, and he likes to jump in and rush you. Boom. Crawford has those beautiful uppercuts. Look what he did to Benavidez in the late rounds. He had power to knock out Benavidez in the late rounds. Is Benavidez a great fighter? He was good, though. He's a good fighter. He's not great. He's not elite, but he was a great, and he gave him a good fight, and that was great experience. And at the end, he knocked him out in the late rounds. So that shows you that he has power from the beginning to the end. So he might get Porter coming in with an uppercut in the beginning or late rounds. So yeah, I think the fight, he's gonna put pressure, cut the ring down, and he should box in the beginning, and little by little start investing to the bodies, just like Canelo. Start investing the body and chop Crawford down. I mean Porter down little by little. Just boom, boom, boom. Don't try to get in too many wars, too many exchanges early. Try to box and brawl when you have to, and little by little start investing to the body. Chop them down, chop them down. That's how I see Crawford beating Porter. So yeah, and the welterweight division is looking good, man. I still think Ugas is maybe the second best in the welterweight division, man. Yeah, he took a loss versus Porter, but nah, man. A lot of people say that Ugas didn't lose, so I got Ugas. I don't know why I like Ugas, and I feel like Ugas might clean up the division, man. Ugas versus Spence is a good fight. That's a great fight. I think Ugas could beat Spence. Spence hasn't been the same ever since the accident. Sorry to say it, man. It's just the luck of the Irish. It was his luck, man. He got in a car accident, man, and luckily he didn't die, but he messed up his eye, and he hasn't been the same. He fought Danny Garcia. It was a good fight, not a great fight. He didn't finish Danny Garcia. So no one has made a statement in the welterweight division. No one. So they're saying that Crawford is the best welterweight, even pound for pound. They have him as number 2 now or something in the welterweight. They have Spence as number 1. I still think Crawford's number 1, but he hasn't fought anybody, so that's the argument. So, but from the eye test and a little bit that I know about boxing, I think Crawford's the best, and then Ugas, and then Spence. There's Virgil Ortiz. That kid's coming up, and word on the curve that he's working with Reynoso and Canelo. Oh man, that kid's gonna be fire, man. Give him 3 to 5 fights with Reynoso. He's gonna rule the 147 division. And I said it first on Mike Angelino Sports. And then there's Javon Ennis. I don't really know a lot about the guy, but he has a lot of knockouts, and he just knocked out Tom Delorme. And that was a good knockout, and that was a good performance. He has a lot of power, and he's looking good. So that's another guy in the welterweight division. So the welterweight division is looking good, man. It's looking good. And then there's Josh Taylor that wants to fight Crawford, or wants to fight Spence, whoever. But he's calling out Crawford, man. And Josh Taylor's a big guy. He took there was a video of him and Crawford behind the scenes in the gym somewhere, and Josh Crawford looks pretty big, man. So he's tall, and he has a lot of skill, man. So Josh Crawford's in the mix too. He wants to jump in that welterweight. So yeah. So yeah, I see Crawford winning. Going to the body, investing. Don't war too much in the beginning, and then little by little start stepping on the gas. And he's gonna switch stands on him. He has a better jab. Crawford has a better jab with his right hand or his left hand. He has a better hook with his right hand and his left hand. He can box with his right hand, with his right stance or left stance, conventional or southpaw. So he has better tools. He has a better IQ. He has better power. He does everything better than Porter. But Porter is game, and Porter can make it ugly, and he can make it an ugly fight. So both of these guys have to make a statement. Porter's been saying that he's going to knock out Crawford. Hey, his record doesn't say it, but he has fought elite fighters. When you fight elite fighters, these elite fighters have elite chins. That's why they're champions. That's why they're elite, because not only do they have elite skills, and they're the ones on top. Mayweather said that these elite fighters have elite skills, but also what makes them great elite fighters is their chins. It's the chin, man. If you don't have a chin, man, you're not going to be an elite fighter whatsoever, man. Look at the Victor Ortiz's. He was great. He was good. He was coming up, and he had a lot of promise, but man, there was word on the curb that he didn't have the best chin, and he got exposed with Maidana, and a lot of times he was rocked. So he didn't have the best chin, man. So we're gonna see, man, if Crawford does have a great chin, because he's fighting a guy that is elite, and he's fought the elite, and that's why he hasn't knocked out the elite. That's if you want to say that, or Crawford needs to knock out. Sean Porter to make a statement, like, "Hey, man, I'm the king of the 147. I'm the uno, the head honcho. I'm the boss at 147." And he has to make the statement. Is he in his prime? He's 34 years old. Porter's 34 years old. So we'll see, man. We'll see if he's still in his prime, if he knocks out Porter, or he's just a good welterweight, and he's with the Danny Garcias and the Thurmans and the Spences and all that. And Spence is I guess the best ones out of all of them. But I still think Ugas, but he still needs to mix it up with all of them. And Ugas versus Spence, or Ugas versus Crawford. Oh man, that's a great fight. Little Virgil Ortiz, he's emerging, so give him a couple fights, man. Give him 3 to 5 fights, and you're gonna see, man, he's coming for all these guys, and he's younger. So, and then Ennis, he looks good, so I'm gonna keep my eye on him. But yeah, man, these guys are you win fights in training camps, and you fight like you train. And both of these guys are gym rats, man. They stay in the gym. So, but I got Crawford, man. He reminds me of a throwback fighter. 80s type of fighter, a little bit of Hitman Hearns with a little bit of 90s, a little bit of Sweet Pete Whitaker. He's mean like Sweet Pete can box. He got long arms like Tommy Hearns, man. I don't know why I see those two fighters in Crawford, man. And I'm gonna go with my boy Bud Crawford, and I think he's gonna beat him. It has to be unanimous decision, or he has to stop Porter. And no one has ever stopped Porter, so let's see if he can make a statement. And I think my boy Crawford could do it, man. So I got Crawford. So yeah, so stay tuned for the weigh-in. I'm gonna talk about the weigh-in with my boy Cholo Trucker. So Friday I'll be on his live. So check me out there at Cholo Trucker on YouTube, his YouTube channel. And then I'm gonna do a post-fight analysis of the fight. Was I right? Was I wrong? Hey, Mike, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel, and man, we'll continue to break down these fights. And from the eye test, I think Crawford is the best welterweight, and Ugas, yeah, it's Crawford, then Ugas, then whoever from the eye test. But the records and all that, you want to break that down. I don't really have a big argument, because he hasn't fought no one. Ugas really hasn't fought these top welterweights, so they need to have like a little tournament, or they need to start facing each other. So. But I think Crawford is the man at 47. And pound for pound, I got him as number 3. I got my boy Canelo, of course, the face of boxing, the Uno, the cash cow. So we got Canelo, number 2. I'm going to go with Tyson Fury. Number 3, I got Crawford, man. Crawford's fire, man. So Saturday night, he's gonna show that he's pound for pound, and he's the man in the 147 division, man. All right, man. So yeah, that's all I got. Mike Angelino Sports. I'm gone. Bah.